So I am refreshing some of my JavaScript knowledge by using FreeCodeCamp. So I'm going to make a couple videos on it and just kind of see where it goes. But this one in particular is the JavaScript algorithms and data structures. And this challenge is use getters and setters to control access to an object. You can obtain values from an object and set the value of a property within an object. These are classically called getters and setters. Getter functions are meant to simplify, return, or I can't read. Getter functions are meant to simply return, get the value of an object's private variable to the user without the user directly accessing the private variable. Setter functions are meant to modify, set the value of an object's private variable based on the value passed into the setter function. This change could involve calculations or even overriding the previous value completely. So here we have a class of book. In this particular case, the construct is author. This dot underscore author is us setting this to whatever value author is. So here we have the getter and we want to get writer. And what this will do is return whatever author that was put in. Now here's a setter in which we are setting the author to something different. So here you want to set writer, which is what we got from up here. So we're going to set writer into whatever is passed through here. So we have this dot underscore author equal to updated author. So then that would now be whatever was passed through there. So const novel is equal to new book anonymous. So right now the author is anonymous. And if we were to console.log novel.writer, we would be getting the author from here, which is anonymous. So that would spit out anonymous. Now if we do novel.writer equal to new author, this is us setting author to something new. And if we console.log that, we would get new author. So the console would display, just as I said, the strings anonymous and new author, because we would be spitting out those two, getting and setting. Notice the syntax used to invoke the getter and setter. They do not even look like functions. Getters and setters are important because they hide internal implementation details. Note, this is convention to precede the name. Why can I not read today? It is convention to precede the name of a private variable with an underscore. However, the practice itself does not make a variable private. So the challenge is we're going to use the class keyword to create a thermostat class. The constructor accepts a Fahrenheit temperature in the class. Create a getter to obtain the temperature in Celsius and a setter to set the temperature in Celsius. Remember that Celsius is equal to 5 divided by 9 times Fahrenheit minus 32, and Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius times 9.0 divided by 5 plus 32, where Fahrenheit or F is the value of the temperature in Fahrenheit and C is the value of the same temperature in Celsius. Note when you implement this, you will track the temperature inside the class in one scale, either Fahrenheit or Celsius. This is the power of a getter and setter. You are creating an API for another user who can get the correct result regardless of which one you track. In other words, you are abstracting implementation details from the user. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So for this, here it is. Okay, so we are going to set the class to thermostat. Then we are going to do this. No, that's not right. This way. Okay, now within this class, we have a constructor. This constructor is going to accept a Fahrenheit temperature. So we're going to take in a Fahrenheit temperature. And this is where we will set this dot underscore Fahrenheit. I cannot spell this word to save my life. And now we're setting that to the input, which is the Fahrenheit. Okay. So we have our constructor. Okay, let's see here. Now we need our getter. So for the getter, we're gonna get, it says getter to obtain a temperature. So we want to get a temperature. Okay. Getting a temperature. Now we're getting the temperature in Celsius. So what we are going to do here is we need to take this this right here, and then that's what we're going to return. So we want to return, because you're getting something, we're going to return, what is it? It is 5. So we'll do, oh, that was not right. Return 5. We're going to multiply that by this dot underscore height. We're going to subtract 32 from that, as we can see in the right here. So I'm gonna kind of dumb this down, just because I know when I was like learning this stuff, it was kind of hard for me to understand. So essentially what's happening now is we have the class thermostat. Now within that we have a constructor which takes in Fahrenheit. So now, once again, like I said earlier, we're setting this dot Fahrenheit to equal Fahrenheit. So whatever number you put in here, in this case it'll be 76. So now this dot underscore Fahrenheit is equal to 76. So if we want to get the temperature in Celsius, we're going to return this, and this will give us the temperature in Celsius, because we're taking the Fahrenheit temperature, which is this dot Fahrenheit, and inputting it into this math. So yeah, so there's that part. There's the getter. Now to obtain temperature Celsius. Okay, now we need a setter. So we're going to set the temperature in Celsius. So we need to go ahead and okay, so if there's, okay, yeah, okay, so we're gonna do set, it's still temperature, sure, this is where we'll update it, so set temperature Celsius, setting the temperature in Celsius. Okay. And then here, we're gonna do this other equation. I don't want to call it this other right here. This is what we're gonna put in. So I'm just gonna copy and paste that. We'll copy and Control V. So now, this is not gonna be F and C. We're gonna change this to this dot underscore Fahrenheit, because remember that is our Fahrenheit temperature. And then we are going to go ahead and exchange that C for Celsius. Okay. And then we're just gonna times 9. 2. Okay. And then, yeah, so we're setting the temperature. So this is like the updated. So in taking a Celsius, and then we are outputting Fahrenheit. We're setting the temperature in Celsius. Where F is the value of temperature. Okay, I think this should be right. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, there you go. I think I'm gonna continue to make some videos like this just for my own benefit, and yeah, just to see if it helps anybody, because I know when I was first starting out, it was hard for me to understand some of the stuff. I'd literally read things and nothing would make sense even after reading it and watching tutorials. So maybe it'll help somebody else.